Tonight, where are the rest of the Epstein files? Amidst all of the chaos, so far only 1% of the files have been released to the public, and obviously we're 32 days now past the DOJ's deadline, the day that they were required to release all of the files, still at 1%. So we're doing the reporting, and it comes as a new K-File report tonight. Shows the woman Jeffrey Epstein, called his, quote, great defender, was much more involved in his legal and media strategy than previously known. Kathy Ruemmler is a Goldman Sachs executive, also a former Obama White House lawyer. She was deeply involved in defending him, even appeared to play a role in pressing to kill an ABC interview with an Epstein survivor from even airing, according to a new court document. K-File's Andrew Kaczynski is out front. And Andrew, obviously, she is still in a great position of power. Now, you've looked through this legal document, the specific one that I just referred to, all top to bottom. What did you find out?
Well, Aaron, this document gives the clearest picture yet about how much Jeffrey Epstein relied on Kathy Ruemmler. Not casually, but repeatedly, and at moments when the stakes for him were the highest. Now, it comes from a civil lawsuit that was brought by two of Epstein's victims against the executors of his estate, who are accused of helping enable his crimes. Those are allegations they strongly deny. The estate was required to turn over what's known as a privilege log. Now, under attorney-client privilege, lawyers don't have to release the contents of confidential legal communications, but they had to identify, in this case, that those communications existed and describe in general terms what they were about. Now, we don't know exactly what was in those emails, but these descriptions alone are actually very revealing. The log details thousands of emails between Epstein and his attorneys, and more than 300 of them include Kathy Ruemmler, including 150 direct exchanges between her and Epstein. The estate has repeatedly described her in these notes as providing legal advice, drafting statements to the media, advising on how to respond to abuse allegations, weighing in on victim settlements, and communicating about inquiries from lawmakers who wanted to investigate him. One episode we found that stands out in particular, it shows just how high the stakes were for Epstein. It was April 2015. ABC News was preparing to air an on-camera interview with Epstein victim Virginia Roberts Giuffre. I know you've interviewed her family before on the show. And she was going to publicly accuse Epstein of sexually abusing her when she was a teen and trafficking her to powerful men. Now, after ABC News reached out to Epstein, the filing shows he quickly reached out for legal advice. That included Rumler. The log appears to show her on more than a dozen emails with descriptions like negotiations with a media outlet to prevent false allegations from being aired and how to deal with media coverage of claims against Epstein. The filing also says that Rumler sent a document to Epstein's longtime personal attorney labeled Letter to ABC Draft 3 KR. Seemingly, she added her own initials there. The very next day, Epstein's longtime personal attorney sent a formal letter to ABC warning them about airing the interview. This interview never airs. ABC later said the story hadn't met their standards to air. And this moment really matters because Rumler has described her relationship with Epstein, as we previously reported on the show, as informal, occasional. But here, the estate is claiming privilege over involvement at a moment when Epstein's reputational exposure was at its highest. Giuffre, she died by suicide last year. She wrote in her memoir that she felt very proud of having done this interview. She was devastated that it didn't air. She wrote, quote, "I've been defeated once again by the people I was trying to speak out against, and I couldn't help but wonder if a media giant like ABC could be shut down in its attempts to reveal the truth. Was there any hope for survivors like me?"
I mean, just really incredible to think about this. And as you say, the contrast of the way she's described the interactions, informal and occasional, with what this shows.
And you saw it there, that log. It really tells a story, just how you see all of those emails and her to Epstein or her to Epstein's attorney, things like that.
Yeah, I mean, so how does, the way that Rumler describes a relationship, square with how the estate is now describing it?
Well, what's striking here, Aaron, is this isn't simply about representing a controversial client. It's about whether the scope of the work here described in these court filings matches how Rumler herself has described that relationship. Rumler told CNN she didn't represent Epstein. She knew him as a business referral source when she was leading the white collar practice at Latham and Watkins. And he would occasionally reach out to her for informal legal advice. But this privilege log paints a very different picture in terms of both scale and substance. For example, there's one email we found from 2016 where Epstein wrote to his longtime attorney in the subject line. He was, quote, waiting for Kathy's first pass on a public statement responding to sexual abuse allegations in the press. 30 minutes later, we see in the log, Rumler is added to that same chain. So this suggests that not only was she involved, but she was shaping Epstein's response right from the beginning there.
Yeah.
And again, when you zoom out here, Aaron, we see this pattern again and again. Moments where Epstein's legal exposure, public image are under a serious threat again and again. For example, the estate says Rumler sent Epstein a legal memo on a lawsuit that threatened to undo his 2008 non-prosecution agreement. Rumler says she was not compensated by Epstein. So that would put all of this work as free legal work into the realm of pro bono representation. She made $22.5 million at Goldman Sachs last year. Most big law attorneys in this position, when they do pro bono legal work, it's for poor clients, for public interest. It's generally not for wealthy, convicted sexual predators.
No, I mean, let's just be clear. That doesn't add up at all. And I think it's important to mention, how much money she makes. She's incredibly highly compensated by Goldman Sachs. It's significant in and of itself. So what is Goldman Sachs saying about this? What is Rumler saying about all of this new reporting? So
we reached out to both Rumler and Goldman Sachs this time. She did not respond to a request for comment to us. We did get a comment from Goldman Sachs. It's from Tony Fratto. That's their head of communications. And here's what he said. He told CNN, us, is, quote, "It is irresponsible and wrong for CNN to draw conclusions about the content of communications from brief and generic descriptors of emails you haven't seen. Kathy was not involved in the privilege assertions or the descriptions in the log. As Kathy has told CNN before, she never represented Epstein and never advocated on his behalf to a third party. She was one of many prominent lawyers he informally reached out to for advice." So the firm is standing by Kathy Ruemmler, and she's very much...
Her description, which was occasional.
Yes, and she's very much standing by that previous statement she gave to us.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, thank you very much. K-File, Andrew Kaczynski. And next, New York City.